Evening, Kiko. Where's your glasses?
They're here. Emoji Man has not gone far.
Fantastic.
For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, scroll through Everquip Racing's Facebook page and you can find something from around Knockhill last year. But Stuart, yeah, nice to have you on the show. Brilliant. Of course, we'll come on to the success of Brands Indy in a short while. But first of all, people might not know who you are or what Everquip's all about. So what is Everquip all about? The business side of things first and then on to the racing.
Okay. Everquip Garage Equipment is a East Yorkshire manufacturing engineering company. We're based in Gilberdyke, in just near Goole. I'm originally from Hull. Started with the business when I was 15 years old and worked alongside my fellow directors and owners, Cal Crisp and Lyndon Blackburn. We bought it out when I was 24, 25. And we used to do garage equipment, garage compressors, vehicle lifts and such. But now we manufacture inspection pits. These are a steel prefabricated unit which is used for servicing of buses and trucks and trains and cars. And we manufacture everything ourselves and we send them all over the world, predominantly in the UK market. Our biggest customers are Stagecoach, Arriva, Scania, Volvo, people like that. But we've now moved further afield, working in America, Scandinavia, the Middle East. So, yeah.
Okay, so that, to me, is all very good. But we need to understand, what's the connection with bike racing? Because we've had conversations and you're not really the bike racing person or fan or whatever. So what was the connection? What made you think, let's go and have a race team, Everquip Racing?
Well, no, and it's people find it amusing that I don't particularly like bikes. My mum was always of the opinion that bikes are dangerous, and I'm never going to ride one. And what my mum said was gospel, so I never have ridden a bike, and I've got no desire at all. But Carl Chris, my fellow director, is a massive bike fan, and I'm a huge motorsport fan, Formula One, rallying. My family's always done rallying and such, but it's quite a long story why we're here. But basically, Carl came up to me at the start of 2016 and said, "Can we do some a bit of sponsorship for a lad called Bjorn Esmond, who I'd never met before?" And I said, "Carl, what we're going to get out of it? What's the point? Whatever." But he wanted to do it, so he owns part of the company and whatever. And I said, "Yeah, okay. As long as we can get some tickets to go to Cadwell Park, which is a local circuit." I said, "Well, yeah, well, fine." And then we also sponsor the Hornsey Bike event, which is a massive event in Hornsey in East Yorkshire where myself and Carl live. And I said, part of the deal to supply him the fuel, which is what we did for Bjorn, he needs to come up to the event and bring his bike and whatever. And that's where I first met Bjorn. And that's where it all basically started.
So we say it started there, and there was a bit of sponsorship. It all kind of, it started to come together at the end of the year. But did you ever think that you'd become like your own team owner, so to speak? Like Everquip Racing was formed from that in 2017 with the whole team based around Bjorn.
Well, yeah, I mean, Everquip and the people who own it and myself and the people involved with it, if we're going to do something, we do it right. And we don't bugger about, we do it right. And once we decided that we'd do it, and myself and Carl was very keen to do it, and we had to get Lyndon on board. Not get him on board, but we as a company, we agree everything as three people. There's no a single boss, really. Although I'm the mouthpiece and I'm the talker, Lyndon's the head of engineering, Carl does all of the installation. So the three of us together work brilliantly well. We've worked together and we're still best mates after 30 years. So it was a case we had to, once we said, yes, we'll do it, then we'll do it. And we're all motorsport fans. And for us to, to be able to do it, then we thought that we'd give it a go. And so we then decided, right, okay, we'll start. we'll crack on. And it then went on from there. I talked to Bjorn about how much he'd spent in 2016. I said that his budget was massively low, because obviously it's a depravity, as most lads in stock 600 and Supersport are. And we, as a company, wanted to portray an image for our clients to enjoy themselves, and that takes, we want to put it is an advert for our company, and we have people in very high positions coming to the events, and we want people to enjoy themselves. But we do have a very good family atmosphere, which people seem to really enjoy. But to cut a very long story short, we bought the truck, we upgraded the bike, we got the team together, and then we went to Cartagena at the start of 2017. We put a good display on, and then we set off last year. Didn't have the season that we particularly wanted, but I didn't, to be honest, I didn't understand the severity of the competition and how close the bike racing is, because I'm never really, it's not something that I've really got into, and people find it quite amusing that I just know nothing about motorbikes. But I do know about marketing, and I do know about running a business, and I do know about what it needs to make a team, a company, a business successful, and that's what I bring to the team.
Was it harder in 2017 than you first thought?
It was. I mean, Bjorn said to me, it's going to be a roller coaster, and I'm used to roller coasters because running a business, and I take my hat off to anybody who has a business, it's massively difficult, and you put your heart and soul into something, and motorsport is a very cruel mistress, and it really, it was very difficult, and we had some very difficult times, but that's what makes the winning, or the 5th place at Alton Park in the third round last year. That was just absolutely fantastic. It was wonderful, and the whole team came together, it's fantastic to be part of it, and I'm immensely proud of the team and everyone who is part of it.
Everquip Racing has obviously expanded operations in 2018. You've brought in James Rospoli. Now that is a signing that has got everyone excited. And now we can talk about Brands Indy. First podium last weekend. How did that feel? Was there a sense of achievement there?
It's all right, I've had better days. No, it was great, and the kid he rode so well. Very difficult weekend for the team. We just couldn't seem to get it together. It's so ultra competitive there, and there's nothing between. Bjorn qualified 19th and was 0.7 off, and James qualified 10th and he was 0.3 off. You can't even sneeze or fart in 0.3 of a second. It's just ridiculous. But again, if you go back to Donington Park and James was running Fed, and I thought that we was going to do it then, and it was a case of Grainer Caves caught a lot of people out, and James, by his own admission, said he just got greedy because he's been in the wilderness for a couple of years, and I think that with Everquip Racing, he's really found a team that embrace him and really support him without any massive undue pressure, and that's the same for both riders. I think that in a business or in any walk of life, and in motorsport especially, if you embrace people and really trying to encourage them and not put massive undue pressure on them. Obviously, there is a lot of pressure. There's a lot of money goes into it. There's a lot of expectation. But if you have a great weight on your shoulder that you're carrying around all the time, then that's going to bring you down. You need to make people flourish and give them the tools, obviously, to do the job. So when James chucked it down at Grainer Caves, I wasn't jumping up and down, as I wasn't jumping up and down last year when Bjorn come off. You've just got to put it back together, and it was great for Andy Jameson and at Donington. There was Connor and Craig and Joe. But I hope I haven't forgotten anybody else who were till 3 o'clock in the morning putting it back together. And then the next day, he got fourth, and you can see the kid's enthusiasm. It's just, am I talking too much?
No, carry on. Carry on. This is insight.
Yeah, so
I mean, no one can understand you because of your foreign accent, but we'll let that slide.
Well, I can't help that you lot are all foreigners. You know how immensely proud I am to be from Hull, but
we do.
Well, I mean, our story is, I suppose, our story. But it's the case of, if you look around the paddock, everybody's trying 100% to make it work. You know, there's we're not special, but we maybe do it in a slightly different way.
Indeed, you've got a very communal atmosphere, and that was obvious when in the restart to race 2 on the Sunday for the Supersport guys. You know, James got second, and there was a big roar, and then James took the lead, and there was even bigger roar. You know, obviously it's all worked out very well with bringing James in. But was there a bittersweet kind of taste, because obviously the team was all centred around Bjorn? Did you want your first podium to be with Bjorn, or does it not really matter for you?
I think no, it does matter. No, I would have. Yeah, I mean, I can say that, but I mean that's taking something away from the team. Yes, as it all started out, I mean, we was close last year. I mean, every time I watched the Alton Park video of Bjorn versus Ben Curry, I think he's going to go past him all the time, but he doesn't. But he also, I mean, the thing about Bjorn, he realises what we've put into it, and sometimes he puts in very mature rides at times. I think he doesn't get the credit. I mean, he's. But to answer your question, yes, I would have done, but that doesn't take anything away from James. I was absolutely delighted for him, and I'm delighted because he so gets the team. He so gets me. He so gets Carl. He gets everybody. Quite bizarre, because I'd never even spoke to the kid before he came to join the team. Sorry, I'd never met him, but I got such a good vibe off him, and I don't think it was a great deal to do with me why he joined the team. It was to do with Andy Jameson, because he knows Andy's capabilities with my train and such, and various other teams. So, and he'd always wanted to work with Andy Jameson, and Andy Jameson had wanted to work with James. So it was a case of it started off from there. But to answer your question, yes, it would have been the romantic end to the story if Bjorn would have got it.
That's fair enough. I think that's what a lot of people would have expected you to say. Another question here, a bit more back to you and how you've not really been a bike person. Has being involved in British Superbikes converted you? And now do you watch like the MotoGP, the World Superbikes and all of that, or are you still not big on the whole thing?
I don't particularly watch British Superbike. I am a fan of Brad Ray, and to be honest, I'm not that bothered. I did watch MotoGP, and I thought that was a very entertaining race at wherever it was, last one. And I'm a big Formula One fan, but Formula One has just it's changed, and there's the joke is that I've always been very pro car, and Formula One and rally and whatever, and I've always dissed bikes, and I said that I wish I would have got into bikes earlier, but it's just not part of my. It's just not part of me, because all of my family, I'm the youngest of 6, and all of my eldest brothers did rallying. So what I did, I went down the rallying route. So I was watching rallying, servicing when I was a kid and whatever, going to the RAC, and people will look at a 2-stroke 500cc MotoGP or whatever they are, and you can see there's grown men going weak at the knees. Well, for me, it would be Hannu Mikkela's Audi S4 or or whatever, or it would be a Porsche 962 Le Mans car. That absolutely just flicks my switch. But seeing a bike, it's a bike. But I do like our bike, and I do like orange. So.
I thought that would be the case because, of course, you've got obviously there's quite a lot of custom in the Dutch market for you guys, and you put out a special livery last year at Assen.
Yeah, I mean we this might sound a bit callous, but this is a business transaction for me. And that's I'm trying to engage. I am engaging with the whole point of starting the team was to increase export because it's massively expensive, and you've got to justify to your accountant, you've got to justify to many people why you're spending all this money on a team. But the point is, we've increased our turnover in export sales. We was running about 18%. I think we're about 50%, 55% now. Now, would I have got that without the bike racing team? Possibly. Does it justify it? Yeah, possibly. Because we've had visitors from Iceland, we've had visitors from to come to the bike racing from Sweden, from Holland, from Ireland, and from Romania. And all these people have placed orders. Now, would they place the order without going to the bike racing? Possibly, yes. But did they feel that like they had a great time? Yes, they did. Did they enjoy the experience? Yes. I sell holes in the ground. I sell inspection pits. These are not sexy items. You need to make people feel warm. You need to engage with them. And I've always said that I want them to feel that if they don't buy that inspection pit off me, it'll be the worst decision they'll make, which is a daft thing to say. But you need to engage fully. And I don't say, if you want to buy this pit, you can have some free tickets. You pull people in, you sit them down, you give them homemade food, you engage with them, they have a good time. I mean, the guys who we had 6 clients on this weekend. They had a fantastic time. Monday morning, they're ringing me up, brilliant time, thank you very much, and whatever. And that's what you've got to get that. And I really got that last year at Silverstone. And I won't say what I said because I was swearing. But we had lots of customers there. Bjorn was posting purple lap times. He was really on it, and I really thought that was going to be the time that he got it. But he come down to the pitch straight, and he had a bit of a warning, and then he gave it just a bit too much, and it flipped him over. But it was like being ringside at a boxing match, and it was fantastic, and all of my customers who were there, they had a fantastic time, and they'll come back. And if we're a little bit out on the quote, we're a little bit more expensive, but they'll come back because they've had a great time, and that's what it's about for me.
Do you see yourself moving into the car racing side of things because you are primarily cars?
No, I don't, because the thing about the bike paddock, I don't want this to come the wrong way, but it's quite a working class, proper feel and proper vibe to it. You've got access. I mean, I've been going to Formula One for years and I've not really been to British touring cars, but you are the great unwashed. You're not really welcome. You are, but with the bike, there's so much access. They all know the riders, and there's a great feel to it. And I've got no aspirations to go to the car. I mean, really, we should be doing a truck team because that's our niche market. We don't sell inspection pits to bike companies. We sell them to truck companies, to bus companies. But I'm just overwhelmed by the amount of people who actually rock up to these events. Was it 64,000 people at Brands Hatch season finale last year?
Yeah.
I think it was fantastic. Cadwell Park in the park, it's absolutely brilliant. And I went into a company today. I went to see about 3 inspection pits, and this one of the mechanics came across. He said, "Oh, are you the guy who owns the Superbike team?" And I don't know, and it's brilliant. It casts a very wide web, and it really, and it's really moving forward. It's good.
Okay, final question then before we move on to the League of Knowledge. Now that James has got the team's first podium, is that the start of something bigger and better to come? Can James just slowly go on to win races? Can Bjorn come on and get onto the podium? Can you guys challenge for the championship by the end of the year? There's 10 rounds still to go.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, we definitely can. I think if you've got, the team that we've got behind us, I make a joke of not knowing a great deal about bikes and whatever, but we've certainly put together a great team. Was quite fortunate to get hold of Andy, and we've got Connor from Northern Ireland. We've got Scotty from Northern Ireland, who were pretty much part of the Mart Train team, and we've got Connor. I don't exactly know his background, but I know he's been done. But these are very, very competent people. We had a lad called Scott who was working for us over the weekend. The kid works for Honda Formula One. We're not employing weekend warriors here, although, we're putting together a proper team. And I think definitely Bjorn will get a podium this year. There's no doubt about that. Whether he gets a win or not, I sincerely hope he does. James can certainly get a win. It'd be great to get a 1-2, and it's difficult to see that both bikes going out together. You just hope they never take each other off. But yeah, I think we are a well-financed team, but when you see the teams that we're actually going against, EHA especially, they've got a fantastic setup, going very well, and you've got Gearlink, who have got all of that tradition, and you've got Appleyards, who have got they're on the brand new bike, and you've got the Oliver lad, who's coming through. There's a lot of competition out there, but there's no reason. Probably punching a little bit above our weight, but we will certainly we go every single race to win, like everybody does. So for us to say, well, no, we haven't got a chance in hell, then we have. And I think that when you go back to 2015, when James was riding for Keith Flint, he did really well. He was absolutely up there, and it'll be great when he gets his first win.
We've got. I think we've got a question here. Simon Thompson says, I went to Kelvin with you. Congratulations on your brand's result. So it's more of a congratulation.
Yeah. Well, I was a fat lad then, which I still am, but I was a fat lad then with a really bad stutter. So, and that's why I talk so much, I think, because I can now talk okay.
We've got also a question from our very own Lester Forbes. He wants to know your opinions on Brexit, with you being a businessman and a big European market. How is Brexit shaping up for you?
Brexit. Let's park that on to one side. The thing why I'm pushing so hard is because the UK pound has been weak against other currencies. We did a deal in America a few years ago where we sold at $177 to the pound. When now we're doing it, we was doing it at 127. Why are you smirking, Kiko? What's just happened?
It's Lester. He's not very happy that I've just thrown him under the bus. Ignore him for a moment. 1 minute. There we go. That's that phone sorted.
So we can sell our products at a very competitive price, and we don't have to give a great deal of discount, such because the pound is weak. Having said that, the pound is regaining some of its ground and getting a little bit stronger. But Brexit. I went to seminars, I went to also, I didn't even vote in the Brexit, which is something that I'm not particularly proud of. But I was actually in Denmark the morning that it got announced, the result, and I wanted to vote. But if you was going to be out of the country, you needed to tell them 10 days before or something, and I didn't realise that because I was going to be in Denmark. But the sun will come up. And each day, and a deal will be done. And, obviously the likes of the Germans and the British and the French and the Italians wanted to work with, especially with Britain is a massive market. Common sense has to prevail. But Arms is pushing like hell whilst we still have a deal in place. But we'll see. And there's cleverer people than me who will hopefully get it sorted out. So,
okay. Thanks for answering Leicester's curveball there. My phone's over there. It's going to have a million messages on it when I pick it up in a minute. I don't think we have any more questions come through. So let's crack on then with this League of Knowledge. So you watch the show regularly. We see you tuned in, you comment and all that. So I think you know how it all works now. Your last question will be the 30-second timed answer. And we must say for the public that in the briefing that me and Stuart had yesterday, this is a bit more Formula One spec for Stuart today. So just to give him a fair chance of competing, we've put him a bit of a four-wheeled action on there too.
I apologise, Superbike fans.
Yes. Apologies on the Superbike show for ruining your evening and going to four wheels. But Stuart, are you ready then for your first question?
Yes.
Okay. Right. Which driver won the 1995 Canadian Grand Prix, his only win of the year?
Olivier Panis.
Not quite. No, Jean Alesi.
Oh, bugger. You've got me. Okay.
I won't say what I told him yesterday in our little briefing. He said something along the lines of, "Yeah, I'll be okay." I said, "I will mug you off." But we'll see how it goes. One question down and 4 more to go. So, question 2. Also in 1995, which country was the only country to host 2 Grand Prix in the same
when?
year? 1995.
Germany?
Japan.
Mm.
Never mind.
The other weekend.
I'll bring it anyway. Right, next question then, moving on swiftly. The 1993 Italian Formula One Grand Prix, what was the podium? And you get a point for each correct placing. Or for each correct driver on the podium. 93.
God damn it. I should have been watching my videos, shouldn't I? Schumacher?
Carry on. 2 more. I'll tell you whether they're right or not at the end.
93. Alesi and Senna.
Okay. So we've gone Schumacher, Jean Alesi, and Ayrton Senna. Jean Alesi was second, but Schumacher retired, and Senna was not on the podium. The podium that day, Damon Hill won, and Michael Andretti was third.
Michael Andretti was third? Getting must have been his only one.
That was 1993 at the Italian Grand Prix at Monza. So, 1 point out of a potential 5, but we've got 9 more points to gain, and there's one question here. We're on bikes now, so we might actually do better.
Yeah,
In 2016, who was the British Supersport champion? Stapleford. No, Taron Mackenzie.
I think you did your bikes off, you know. Talk to me about Hull City.
Oh dear. Okay, well, Leicester, where are you? Now we need the timer. So we've got a 30-second timer. There you are. The League of Knowledge, Stuart Everard. So you've got 1 point so far. Now the following question is worth 8. That's 1 point so far. The following question is worth 8. Now you will have 30 seconds to name the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, just double checking. You'll have 30 seconds to name the 8 race winners of the 1985 Formula One season. Your time starts now.
Riccardo Patrese, Nigel Mansell, Alan Prost, Ayrton Senna.
Just under 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Time up. Okay. So you said Riccardo Patrese, Alan Prost, Ayrton Senna, and Nigel Mansell. Alan Prost is correct. Ayrton Senna is correct. Nigel Mansell's correct. Riccardo Patrese, not so. So in total, we have 4 points. You could have said on the last question, Elio De Angelis, Michele
Alboreto won a race.
Yeah, 1985. Michele Alboreto, Keke Rosberg, Niki Lauda, or Nelson Piquet.
Well.
So the final score for you then, 4 points out of 14.
Well, it's better than I got in my English O-level anyway, so...
Well, that doesn't matter.
Am I bottom of the league, or...?
You are now, unfortunately. You've just pushed... Make it Formula One, he said. I will do well.
Yeah,
4 points is a new low on League of Knowledge so far this season. Ben Curry is the only one who has scored one more. He scored 5 points when he came on. So not a bad company down the bottom of there. So yeah, and of course, don't forget we can always have Bjorn on and we can test him as well. So
absolutely.
Stuart, it's been amazing to have you on for the best part of half an hour. We wish you all the very best for the rest of the season. I'm sure we'll see you around at Alton Park. And lay off the black pudding.
Well, I do like the black pudding, you know I do. I'd just like to say Everquip Garage Equipment sponsor the Hornsey Biker event, and that is going to be held on I think it's the 26th of August, I believe. It's a great event. The team's going to be there with the race team and Sam Home, who's a 600 stock rider for us, and Nick Pennell, who rides in the Classic Series. It's a really good event. It's all by volunteers. It's in my hometown of Hornsey, and for the last 3 years the weather has been blistering. So obviously this year it's going to absolutely piss it down, but hopefully the weather's going to be great. And it's a good event. It sponsors it supports the Yorkshire Air Ambulance, and it gives a lot of money to charity. So please come along, meet James, meet Bjorn, meet the team, and they have ride-ins and all sorts. There was probably 3,000 or 4,000 bikes turned up last year, and it's a really good event. So come along to the East Coast and support the event if you could.
Sounds good to me. I think everyone's... I wanted to go last year, but I think it clashed with something I was doing. And like this year with your team launch, that unfortunately clashed. Can I ask where you got your Beefeater glass from?
I don't know, really. My wife made it for me. But I do like a gin and tonic. And, you know... So that's yes, it's not lemonade, it's got gin in it, but it's only Gordon's, when normally I do have a slightly higher class of one. But yeah.
Other brands are available. Stuart, pleasure as always a good laugh, and I'll catch you at Alton Park.
Yeah, we'll be at the test and we'll see you and then we'll see you over the weekend. Cheers.
All the best. See you later, Stuart. Thank you.
Bye.